In this episode, we will get to know some of the youth leaders in St. Peter's Parish. They are members of the core group of St. Peter's Parish Youth Apostolate. We have Justin, a student taking up childhood education, Nicola, taking up prerequisite courses for nursing, Jamila, a behavioral interventionist, Colleen, a nursing assistant, and Kian, a human resources advisor. Welcome to our podcast.
Hello everybody, my name's Kian.
Hi, I'm Jam.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Cholo.
And this is
YSPEAKS,
the official podcast of St. Peter's Parish Youth Apostolate. And this is the pilot episode. So let's move on to our discussion questions. We've prepared guide questions for discussion today, and we hope that we can give you insights on SPPYA and the parish. Okay, so one of our main goals is to invite the young members of our Christian community to become full, active, and conscious participants of our parish. Full, active, and conscious participants, very, very famous line because it's part of our call to worship every Mass. So when did you start serving or volunteering in St. Peter's Church, and how did you become part of SPPYA? SPPYA?
Yes. So I think I started serving and volunteering in St. Peter's back in 2015. I started to join the music ministry, the choir, the 5 p.m. choir, and then 2018, I started to join SPPYA.
I started serving back in 2019, June of 2019 when I was doing Fiesta. Originally, I wanted to be part of the youth choir, but then when I asked Kuya Oran if I could join, he said to go to Atikan, and then Atikan said, just come with me, we're gonna go Petrus Hall, and then I ended up in the grand choir.
Yes!
And she kept asking me, are you tenor 1 or tenor 2? And I said, I don't even know. And then when I arrived there, I was part of choir ever since. After that, I joined SPPYA by the help of Auntie Colleen, and she made me feel comforted and supported in all those times. She welcomed me in every event, whether it was a meeting or whether it was just a planning time. Ate Colleen was always the one who was like inviting me and making sure that I was there. So thank you. A lot of music.
Yeah, a lot of Ate Kian and Ate Colleen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Now you included me. Included me.
How about you, Colleen?
I believe I started in 2014. It was like right after Youth Summit, my first Youth Summit.
Were you a catechism student?
No, I was not a catechism.
Oh.
I was gonna get to that. I was actually not a catechism student. I just had seen like the poster and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go there because I always wanted to go to catechism, but like coming here, I was already confirmed, so like I didn't have to go through catechism. But then we heard that we were allowed to go to Youth Summit even if we weren't students. We're like, oh, we should all go. So my cousins and I went, and after Youth Summit, I had just joined SPPYA.
See, posters work.
Yes.
Yeah, posters work. And yes, shameless plug, Youth Summit. So even if you're not a catechism student, you are invited to attend.
Yes.
Even if you are from another parish.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, come join.
You'll have fun for sure.
What about you, Ate Kian?
Yes. How? Like when?
Actually, okay, so I started, I think that was Easter, or after Easter, 2008 already. So yeah, I guess you were only what?
I was 8 years old.
You're 8 years old. So just do the math. So I joined the choir, 10:30 choir, and then there was an announcement about the youth coordinator position. So when they did the announcement, I remember approaching, it was Tita Luchi. So Tita Luchi actually gave me a bulletin and the information was there. So yeah, posters and bulletins work.
Yeah.
So I applied and then I was interviewed and I was accepted with Kuya Oran. So Kuya Oran and I are actually the two youth coordinators that were hired back in 2008. So do the math. We've been here since 2008.
Wow.
So 2025 minus 2008.
Wow.
So, but then again, like my rite of passage was the music ministry. Being a youth coordinator is really a blessing because you get to grow up with people spiritually, and then you get to also become witness to their ups and downs, their triumphs, and you get to be part of their lives. So yeah, and you guys inspire me, and I hope that as youth coordinator, I inspire you too. So that's being youth coordinator in a nutshell.
Yes.
Aside from being youth coordinator, I was also given the opportunity to organize events for the parish, like as part of the Westoy and the advisory council. And as part of the advisory council, I get to recommend and advise our parish priest on the direction of our parish, especially when it comes to the youth activities and how to make our events more engaging to the youth. So it's challenging, it's fun, it's inspiring, it's tiring, but all in all, it gives you fulfillment at the end of the day, and it's all worth it.
Hi, my name is Cholo. I joined SPPYA I think around 2017, 2018. And I've also been an auditioner since 2016.
How old were you when you started?
Serving, I was 10. I was
So
10
you guys
years
can
old.
do the math.
Mhm.
Yeah, do the math. Okay, back to our question. So what can you say would be your most memorable experience in St. Peter's Parish or in SPPYA in general?
I think in general would still be for me the first youth summit because it was the last one at Gimli. I remember I wasn't old enough. I was still in grade 6, but then I really wanted to go, and then me and my mom went to Monsi and like asked him for permission for me to go. And then like it was just the whole experience, like first of all just being out there, like you're more immersed in the experience. Yeah.
It's the way that his answer was my answer
Yeah.
for my
Oh, really?
first youth summit, basically.
Yeah, it was the first youth summit. Like I feel like because it's a big event, so for like just taking part in all the activities and stuff, like it gives you an idea of what you're gonna be doing like later on. Like now we're facilitating stuff like that. Like we went through it already, so it's also good that we went through it so that the new batch of kids that are gonna be at this year's youth summit, like we know what they're thinking, we know what's in their heads. You know what I mean?
We were once in their place.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, so we kind of know what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Next question. What can you say would be your most memorable experience in St. Peter's Parish or in SPPYA?
I would say the inauguration of Petrus Hall. Yes.
What
That
is
was-
that?
That was 2018. She said it was April 2018.
No, but what is it for?
What is it?
Blessing of the Petrus Hall.
Yeah, blessing of the Petrus Hall. It was a very, what do you call that? Like mind-blowing experience, I would
Was
say.
it surreal or over? It's not
Not
overwhelming.
overwhelming.
It's finally here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. After like all the planning and stuff, and then
You
seeing,
finished the race.
yeah, like seeing the Petrus Hall being built and come
Like from the foundation to the
Yes.
actual walls and going
yes,
inside.
it's just surreal feeling. It's crazy to think that like from like the planning and stuff, and there goes like this building, and then I saw it, and it was like miracles do happen, and prayer really works. That's the thing. Yeah, like before we couldn't we don't know when is it gonna build, and then with like the help of all our parish parishioners yeah, like everything happens like with the help of God too. So it was great to see the Petrus Hall being built. And another one for me is the concert that we held here in Petrus Hall, the very first concert, the
To Petrus.
Petrus concert. because that's the time that I got to, spend time with my music ministry
People.
Yeah. It was great because I got to, do what
What you love,
what
with
I
people you
love.
love.
Yes,
Yeah.
do what I love with people I love. That's
Yeah, so just to add to what you said, so if you don't believe in prayers being answered, just look at Petrus Hall because this is an
Yes.
answered prayer.
Yes.
And look how it has been part of our lives ever since it was built, it was blessed. So actually, so Petrus Hall has been a beacon of hope and inspiration because this is an answered prayer.
Yes.
Yeah. So how about you guys over there? Colleen, Justin?
I would say it is the 10th annual Youth Summit only because of the anticipation. We've been planning for so long, like the theme, what we're gonna wear, all of the activities for so long, and we wanted it to happen in February. However, Father Jay,
Hi, Father there!
yeah,
Sorry.
and then just that week of preparation was very active for our youth. Always going to Kuwaitin and just like preparing all of the activities, and that's even like preparing for the music. It was just very active, and when the time came, those 3 full long days of working hard, inspiring all the youth, I learned one thing, and that was that even in like challenging times or like when there's so much trouble going on, even like whether it's like you're getting so much work done or whatever, that I can't say this, that God will work with you. Like He'll
Amen.
walk with you, right?
Amen.
And that was my constant reminder that even though I wasn't sleeping because let's say I was editing like the recap or like I'm finishing up like the PowerPoint or we're staying long nights, right? That I know that in the end they will all work out. And I put God first and I put prayers first.
God's grace
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
in you. So
And that's why I
God's
think that's
grace.
what inspired me to keep going, to keep working and to keep serving, and by doing all of these little things for the Youth Summit because I all wanted it to work out for the youth. Right?
Amen. What's your
Most memorable experience would probably be like I wasn't even a part of SPPYA yet. It was my first youth summit, honestly. I felt like it was such a challenge for me. Like when it comes to like me getting ready in the morning and stuff like that, it was such a big challenge. But I had
Sorry, we're still doing your eyebrows.
it's the eyebrows. It's the eyebrows for me. That's what I mean when I say it was very challenging. Honestly though, it was also because like I'm never really away from my family. Like I feel like I'm always with them. So like that had been a challenge for me. Like being out in Gimli. It wasn't that far, but still. And then yeah, like
And you weren't allowed to use phones then?
no,
like
we
during
weren't
the
allowed.
sessions?
No. So yeah, like my first youth summit really like got me interested in becoming a part of the SPPYA. That's why that's been like the most memorable experience that I've had.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah, because like
Right after I was like, hey,
Like it started,
yeah.
and the rest is history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my most memorable experience, it would be the pandemic.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It would be the
yes.
pandemic because it was really challenging for us because it actually doubled the workload. Well, it's not that I'm complaining. It's not that I'm complaining.
Because of the live
It's
stream.
live stream, health restrictions. It's just everything because you wanted to serve, but then again, it's always a battle between what the society tells you and also what your faith tells you. Yes, of course, we have to follow the rules and regulations and stuff like that, but how can you level up your service even during that trying time? So that was my most memorable experience. And actually, so in connection to that pandemic thing that happened, my most memorable is the putting up of the Stations of the Cross in the parking lot here in Petrus Hall. Because the inspiration there was, how people can't go inside the church. And then in one of the masses that I was live streaming, the reading goes like this. So when Jesus was sending his apostles to the periphery, so the idea actually came in that, so people aren't allowed to go inside the church. Why don't we bring the church to the people?
Oh, amen.
So that's why we put up the crosses outside. So even if people can't go inside the church to pray, they have something outside in the parking lot that they can drive by and pray the Stations of the Cross. And actually, those Stations of the Cross were built by the Titos here in St. Peter's, and they put it up, I think it was -20 outside. Yeah, it was -20 outside, and my contribution there is just the lettering. So I just ordered like plaques from Tito Zaldi and wrote the Stations of the Cross, and actually, well, I gave them moral support, but it was really cold, so I went home. And it was really, just really heartwarming, especially that time when it's already 11 o'clock p.m., 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. People were coming and driving and praying. So it's really another fulfilling thing that we did here in St. Peter's Church. Okay, next question. So let's move on to the next question. What is the most important lesson that you've learned in your service in the parish or in SPPYA? Or actually, I can start. I can start with that being the oldest. So the most important lesson that I've learned is time management. You know how once you would always say, a busy person has time for everything, and that time, and number one in that time should be the Lord, which is really true. So when I was in my university days, we actually would have an event in the parish, and it's either I have an exam the day before, the day after, or the day off. So of course so when we have events, I have to help in the preparation since I'm part of Westoy, and I have an exam. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that I've already studied before I actually do my events preparation at church. So with time management, I've also learned that when we have events, timing is always key. So you know how we would announce events, at least we give a month or 2 months ahead so that people can actually put the event in their calendars, because so timing, because if you announce it too early, people might forget. And if you announce it too late, people will say, too short notice.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's always timing. And everything happens again in God's perfect time, in God's speed and God's time. So that's the most important lesson. Time management. How about you guys?
I think the most important lesson that I've learned serving here would be like patience. To be patient with everybody, like with different age groups that we work with or we serve with. Patience. I've built a lot of that.
So time management,
Yeah.
patience.
So one important lesson would be that there's always time for God. In my first year of catechism, I heard this phrase from Tita Lucci, and she always said that you always have to make time for God, whether if you're busy or whatever, that you have to go to Mass on Sundays. And that became a habit when I started serving in the choir, and that turned into me serving multiple Masses every Sunday. So that's my
Yeah, so shout out to Tita Lucci.
Yeah.
Okay, Chok, Colleen, you're done. Sorry, Chok, Jam, Chok.
For me, it's keeping the faith. Yeah, keeping the faith, because when I started serving, of course it's like ups and downs, but then serving keeps me going. Yeah, like even though life is hard, even though there's a lot of like problems and stuff, serving keeps me going. It helps me, keep the faith and um, doing what I love to, which is singing, and combined with serving and the love for the Lord, really what keeps me going in life.
And I think I can speak on behalf of all the other members. When we serve, when we sing, we get to forget our problems, our
Yes.
stressors in life because you
Yes.
are focused with the song. And
Mhm.
these songs actually are inspiring songs. Yes, they are church songs, they are praise and worship songs, but these songs actually, well, how do I like illustrate? It's like wrapping your heart with God's comfort.
Mhm.
So it actually gives you strength and inspiration to go on in your life. Yes.
Amen. Yes.
So that's how I can illustrate or describe it.
And also like the community here in St. Peter's, like the youth and the choir, helps me to like
Like it's your outlet.
yes, yeah, like during our practices it's very nice to like just be like it's what do you call this, like it like it releases your stress, I would say. Yeah, like I don't know
But
how to
it's
say
it's
it in
therapeutic in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's therapeutic in a way. And it's this is free therapy. See? Free
yes, free
therapy.
therapy.
Yeah. It is the therapeutic. Like there are times, especially when we're preparing for events, it's really tiring and you lose sleep because you really don't sleep. Yeah.
Putting me out
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Sorry, mom. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Justin doesn't sleep. Yeah, because I would text you guys at what? 1
2
a.m., 2 a.m.
2
And
a.m.
then
We're
people
still
will be replying. Like
Okay,
this.
why are you?
Why are we like, why are we awake? so uh-oh, we're outing ourselves, but what else? Okay, Cho.
I think for me it's learning to think on the spot, like in a way that specifically for serving, there's a lot of things that even if we do practice, we'll practice everything down to the T, right? Like these are the exact steps you're gonna take, whatever. Like in the moment, something may change, you'll have to adapt, right? And even like that works out with SPPYA.
I think with
like,
everything, yeah.
yeah, specifically for Youth Summit, again, like we'll go over the whole day, like hour by hour, but when it comes to it, like something will come up, and it's like it's always like a team effort to always like work around it. So,
Yeah, and actually that's how we train people here in SPPYA. Actually, I think in the parish, we have to learn how to anticipate like possible scenarios and then strategize on how we can approach a specific scenario or situation. So when things don't come as planned, we are always ready. So yes, and then I think presence of mind as well,
Yeah.
because you know how once you would give us a side eye, like a surprise or side eye when the mics are working or something. So
And like you're just supposed to know when
yeah, right? Sorry, Monsi, but yeah.
Shout out Monsi.
Yeah, hi Monsi, hi. Yeah, but actually, yeah, especially with the altar servers and the tech team positive, because sometimes what happens during mass is Monsi would say something to the altar servers and the altar would come running to us and like, yeah, and like, Ate Kian, we need this.
Yeah.
Ate Kian, I think this is not working. So we kind of have this mental telepathy
Yeah.
with the altar servers already. And yeah, so I guess it's just really that connection between the different ministries and how we
Yeah.
collaborate and work together.
Because I think all the leaders of each ministry are already thinking of that while it's happening. Like, oh, like this person's already knowing this, so it's like it makes it easier for everybody.
Yeah, and that's the blessing of Westoy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the blessing of Westoy. Like each ministry or apostolate works independently but collaboratively with each other, and that is how I think we can say successful in whatever we do here in St. Peter's Church. And shameless plug again, Westoy. We have the next episodes about Westoy, so watch out for that. Okay, next question. Last question is, what are your dreams and aspirations for the parish and for St. Peter's Parish Youth Apostolate?
I think for the church, to finally build our church,
Woo! Yeah.
our main church.
I feel like it's gonna be such a great fulfillment for all of us.
So another answered prayer.
Yeah.
Answered prayer number 2.
Yeah. And then as for SPPYA,
Like, for our group to get more
People, members.
to grow as a group.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
I agree.
It's the same. I think it's the same for me too. I think, yeah, my dream for St. Peter is to have the church that we've been praying for, and what else? To grow in faith. I think to have more parishioners, I would say, and to have more people serving, not just just being like a
Take a
parishioner.
percentage of
Yes,
the
yeah.
community.
But to serve, to join the parish, and to be volunteers, and for SPPYA, to have more members also, and to inspire more people, to inspire more youth, to become more closer to God, by serving, and to build relationship with the Lord too, because it's very important nowadays, because the world is just crazy right now, so we need God.
Amen.
Yeah, so please come join SPPYA. Shameless plug.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
How about
How
you
about you?
guys?
I think for me it's the same thing. I wish we had more people, but what I'll build off of is also maintaining, like as the
Yes.
current members get older, like as the time passes, hopefully we still all stay involved. For some altar servers that have stopped serving, like I'll see them during Sunday Mass, they're just sitting, like they're still attending Mass, but there's also more to the church than just serving, like through altar serving, you know what I mean? Like there's other ways that they can help out, so that would be my dream for them. Like instead of seeing it like, oh, like I'm too old to be an altar server now, they can be like, oh, I'm too old to be an altar server, but I can be a minister of communion, I can be a lector, I can, like
So
there's
transition
other
to
ways.
other,
Mhm.
sorry, you're not old, but
Yeah.
more mature ministry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But always being around, like
Yes.
still helping out, like you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, so something, actually, it has been happening from being a catechism student to being a catechist, and then, or from being a catechism student to the different, to the youth ministry, and you're right, you're 100% right, from the youth ministry to the other ministries.
Is the hard part.
Yeah.
It's the hard part.
So actually so we can actually take that as a challenge, like as youth leaders.
Yes.
Like how do we inspire our members and the other youth leaders to become part of other ministries? And actually, we are very blessed that we have you guys already members of the different Westoy ministries, aside from being youth leaders in the parish. So it actually goes both ways. So it's either we get members to join the youth, or are you joining other ministries? So again, it goes back to that independence and collaboration within the different ministries. So how about you, Justin?
That's the way to continue to grow in faith together. And that's it.
Okay.
I can't elaborate on that one. Everyone just already.
Yes.
Yeah, growing in faith together. That's one of our main
Amen.
goals, like having like more membership, of course, and more involvement from the young members of the parish, which Colleen and Cho are perfect examples, because they weren't catechism students when they joined the youth summit. They were parishioners back then, and then that Yeah, and you
No,
did you
Joel.
go youth summit first?
Joel is
You were altar server.
no, he was easy. Oh no, not like not in year 8.
Yeah.
For
No,
me,
yeah,
I
I
didn't
was-
go catechist.
Yeah,
so
yeah, she didn't
I
go.
joined.
Yeah.
the
My
youth
first
summit.
year
From
of
the music
youth summit, I was in year
ministry.
5, I think.
Yeah.
I was very young. I was the youngest one there.
They're-
I remember.
They came to me, they're like, once he said he can go, I was like, oh, okay.
So I think this concludes our pilot episode.